Hello, Internet, and welcome to Neon Souls Season 3. Thanks for joining us here. Lovely Friday evening for the first episode, Session 1 of our new season of Neon Souls. If you missed the first two seasons of it, I don't know what to tell you. I would say that there's not going to be a lot of there's not a lot of connective tissue between the two, because there's really not, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of inside jokes, and we'll see how those go. But welcome if you're here. We're beginning like an entirely new system, new setting, everything. All joking aside, it'd be a great time to join us. You'll probably have a lot of fun if you like space and cyberpunk and everything along those lines. But also check out our YouTube for all of our prior shows. We did our Session 0 last week where we talked about our new characters and this new setting and kind of what to expect. If you missed that, definitely go back and check it out. It was a lot of fun, but I'm sure you'll be able to catch up with what we have going on today even without it. Speaking of streams and streaming things and shows starting and ending, we have new other streams planned for this weekend. Our next one after today will be tomorrow, that is Saturday, at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. I am completely out of it right now. We will be playing our next session of Saturday Night's Mistborn. We're playing the Mistborn RPG based on the novels by Brandon Sanderson, coming out with us for that. And then on Sunday, we'll be back for more Thursday's Children, which might be I think we said might be our last episode of the season, but we're not sure, so we'll see. Come hang out with us for that, too. Maybe another surprise finale like this show was 2 weeks ago. That's everything that I've got. I will go and let my lovely players here introduce themselves, talk about who they are playing. We haven't really decided on what the format was, but I guess just your high concept for your character would probably be the best thing. And anything else you just want to make up, and anything else you're doing on the internet. Starting with Morgan.
Yes. I'm Morgan, also known as Imagine Matrix on the internet, on Instagram, on Twitter, all over the place. So if you're interested in cosplay, which is what I do, you can check me out there. And tonight I am playing Clarity, who is an eccentric hacker who has an alien cat.
I go next. I couldn't remember if this was one of the ones where you told us when to go, or if we just took it upon ourselves to begin speaking.
I can never remember, but I just give it about 5 seconds to see if somebody else starts talking.
No, you give me about 5 seconds of silence, I will try to fill it. Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets. I'm mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. I'm here on this channel Thursdays through Mondays starting this week, either playing in games or running them. I am gonna, starting this week, be running games back to back on Sunday and Monday on this channel. Vason, Thursday's Children on Sunday afternoons, and our brand new Dungeons and Dragons show, for which the cast is currently all featured around me right now. It's these goobers. We're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons on Mondays in a show called The Forgotten, in which I've asked all of these folks to pick out D&D characters that they didn't get to play as much as they wanted, or didn't get to finish their stories, or just wanted to revisit for fun. And we're going to put them all in a show together and play Hoard of the Dragon Queen and see what happens. So coming out with us on Monday night. That's at 8 o'clock. It's going to be the same group. So if you like us on Fridays, surely you'll also like us on Mondays. What could go wrong? You can also find me on Sunday nights at twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Masks, where I play a dumb superhero who wants to be a professional wrestler. Tonight I am playing Choke. His high concept is, this will be fun, gotta find it on a sheet, who is a mercenary with a conscience.
And a sexy new look. Look at that hair. Yes. I love it. Hello, I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid, usually just talking out of my ass. It's what I do. And also talking about the stuff that I do on now, again, this channel exclusively. I am a Game Nights exclusive yet again. I'm here on Thursdays. I'm here Fridays, every other Saturday, Sundays, and soon to be on Mondays. Woohoo! Good times. Yeah, I run our currently our Good Society game on Thursdays. We will have that this coming week. Hell or high water, it will happen. I will make it happen. 'Cause I miss it. It's great fun. However, this evening I am playing Impulse. Impulse is a cunning fashionista negotiator.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Hey everybody, my name is Sam. You can also find me everywhere on the internet as Smackaroni. I am now going to be playing in 2 games on Game Nights. Playing in Neon Souls on Fridays and in The Forgotten on Mondays. Super excited. Tonight, I am going to be playing Chance, who is a fragmented, bumbling biologist. We'll see how he handles anything.
And I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Mondays as well, playing and running games. And I run this game. I don't have anything fun to say for this game. Hoodies. Y'all ready to go? All right.
Are we supposed to respond with hoodies, or is that the new thing now, or
Just hoodies on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hoodies.
hoodies?
Hoodies. All right. Yeah, we'll workshop that. Stupid energy to start with. Okay, we're gonna jump in.
Do you mean the exact same energy we have every week?
Yeah. Cold. Infinite. Silent. The emptiness of space is all-encompassing. A black, still painting, fractured by trillions of pinpricks of starlight cast among its oppressive nothingness. Cast through this void, like a weight falling endlessly into the depths of the ocean, is Lil Scarlet. A Delta-class transport freighter, a bright orange beast of a ship with bright green flames plastered along its hull. A flat, rectangular vessel, jagged hardpoints welded to its frame. Massive, imposing, and fucking dead. As the 4 of you find yourself drifting endlessly through the vacuum of space, and with your engines cut out. It has been 3 days of drifting at this point, far into your 6-month voyage. We talked last time about everything you've gotten up to until this point. You are currently on a job. You have a contact, a junk trader in reclamation, the kind of large spaceport hub and colony on Ceres, asteroid, the largest asteroid within the asteroid belt of our solar system. You have been asked by Dynamo, this junk trader, to secure the contents of a ship called the Eurasian. You have made it about 2 weeks to your point. You have kind of a basic rally point that you're expecting to kind of rendezvous with this transport container that was going to be making its usual supply run through the belt towards Jupiter. And you were tasked with securing the contents of the ship by any means necessary. However, you find yourselves a little bit behind schedule right now, as previously said, your engines have crapped out on you a few days in. Zane is currently furiously working, trying to get the engines running once again. Lots of music and curses blasting from the engine room of the Scarlet, drowned out or kind of echoing throughout the interior of this pretty cramped ship that you find yourself living in, along with your other 8 crew members. This isn't the music that I want. Why is it doing this? That's the makeout music.
I mean, is it really out of the question that even during this very tumultuous time, someone on this ship is making out?
All of us handle
it's
stress
not.
differently.
And actually, that's what I was going to get into. So, like I said, it was probably very stressful in the immediate moments after this happened. This also isn't the music I want, but I'm going to find it in a second. However, it has been a couple of days now, and all of you are just trying to stay busy while the techies are trying to figure out how to get the ship running again. So I kind of wanted to snap into a couple of little vignettes, see what everybody is up to and what everybody is doing right now during this time. Who wants to start? Do I need to call on someone? Impulse, go.
Damn it! Fine then, okay.
You looked the
what's
most
happening?
like somebody who didn't want to be called on, so. What is Impulse doing during this time? 3 days in. How is she either helping or staying busy?
You didn't let me cut in with what I wanted to say. What is she doing, Alco? Because that's the only way to keep her out of trouble right now. So we'll star wipe there. Because after the second day, she just started complaining, and Alco just took her hand and yeah.
Okay,
she's out of the way.
We talked about this. We'll star wipe to after that post coitus.
That.
So we talked about this a little bit off stream because we were talking about the cargo module, or like the modules that y'all picked, and the fact that y'all didn't pick the habitat module, which means that there are no rooms on this ship. You have essentially the cargo bay, this big, what takes up probably 90% of the ship's mass, is this big cargo space where you've been using to load and kind of move any of the jobs that you've been running. You probably have a small mess area, some sort of central location where you can eat and sit, and then you have the bridge. And otherwise, it's mostly the modules that keep the ship running, like the drone bay, and I forgot what else you guys had. The engine rooms and the fuel containment systems. But it's very bare bones. Not a lot of hominess to it. So what does Impulse's section of the ship look like?
She took I'm assuming just some sort of cargo container where they took everything out. So I'm thinking like shipping container home is the vibe we're going for here.
Uh-huh.
God damn it, I can never read chat on Fridays. Why do I do this to myself? Am I right? Yeah, and Impulse being Impulse took all the various Afghans and scarves and things, and they just sort of sit there in the 0G. So yeah, almost made a little curtained off area in this storage container in the back.
Okay. So Alco pulling his pants back on and grabbing a shirt kind of still like hunched down. I imagine this thing's maybe like 5 feet tall, and not like able to fully stand up properly. Kind of maybe like, or maybe he's still like kind of sitting, like leaning against the wall as he's pulling his clothes back on. He says, "Not that I really haven't enjoyed the distraction, but I really should be helping, trying to get the systems back online."
I know. Go.
Yeah. He like starts to get up and looks back. Are you doing all right?
I'm fine. Just... I wish we had somewhere to go.
Well, I'm sure we'll be back on Ceres soon enough. You seem to enjoy your time there. Y'all kept chanting Space Tortuga.
Okay, that was one time, and you know, that hooch is no joke. I can't anymore. Actual booze or nothing. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, we should probably work on our supplies. I'll talk to Swin about that a bit. I just want to make sure you're holding it together. Okay, I know this place isn't really what you're used to as far as creature comforts.
I can handle it. I'll just make a lap and try not to bother everyone too much.
Well, as long
She's
as
just like just twiddling, like just doing these, some of these, some of these. Just yeah, keeping the stir crazy at bay.
well, maybe find something to stay busy. I'm sure you all might be able to use help on comms. Talk to her. Or well, I mean, you could go do the thing that I saw you doing over the video with the mop head on. Yeah, I know you really miss having wigs. Is putting a mop head? Is that really doing it for you?
To be fair, that was the same night as the hooch, so I don't entirely remember that clearly. I think I thought it was actually one of my wigs. So don't judge me too harshly.
I won't. I just made sure I recorded it. Gives me a good chuckle.
Glad to be of help.
Kind of slides over, kisses you on the forehead, goes to leave
Go
and says,
on.
"I'll be on the bridge. Just come find me if you get too bored again."
See you in about an hour then.
Yep, an hour. Ducks out of the curtain. Heads back to the bridge. At least he's staying in shape as he kind of like hovers, glides out, pushes and kicks off the ground, and goes kind of gliding through the cargo bay up towards the bridge.
Nice.
As you are now kind of floating in the small cargo pod.
Impulse is gonna go poking around in the cargo bay to see if there's anything interesting. Because
Okay.
she's so bored.
Yeah, I don't think y'all have any supplies right now. You probably, whatever the last job you ran, you dropped them off or sold them at the last I've already forgotten the reclamation. Probably very empty, probably contributing to your boredom. But let's cut over to the others. Let's go with Chance. What are you up to?
You're doing this. You're doing the thing where you call on people. What you don't realize is that you're calling on a bunch of people who have probably spent the last 20 years or so of their lives perfecting the look of, I don't want to be called on, but I don't want you to know I don't want to be called on. So we're all just fighting right now over like, don't look at me.
It's very funny to look at.
Just all of us like,
Because you want to look
Anyway.
chill, but like you can't make eye contact because then they will definitely call on you.
But how
There
do
are
you know
very
what's eye
specific-
contact? Because you don't know where you are on their screen
Exactly.
either. It's just like, what do you do?
You look at your other screen if you have one.
I only have one, okay?
Okay.
You know how
And
long
that's
I
why you got
spent
called
in
on
school
first.
perfecting this.
Chance, what are you up to?
I'm gonna say I'm bothering Phoebus, not like being helpful in any way, shape, or form, because I am not a computer guy. I'm 100% a biological guy. Computers confuse me. So I'm just kind of going. So what? Tell me about what you're doing now. I just want to understand so that if this happens and you're not on the ship, maybe I could help out in some way. Or is that what is that? And he's like over his shoulder on the screen, literally hovering. over
I
his
have to
shoulder.
confirm one thing because we haven't talked about it.
Okay.
What is Chance's and Phoebus's relationship?
So, at this point in time, it's been 6 months. I imagine that Chance at least has gotten up. Like he already kind of told Phoebus he likes him. Stuff has happened.
Is it like not quite to labels? Like is it just like kind of a casual thing, or is
It's
it
like-
okay?
I would say kind of like a casual thing where more than anything, Chance just doesn't really know how to approach the subject of like, what are we? So he's just kind of there all of the time.
Okay, but no, you guys aren't at like pet names or anything yet. This is just like, okay, cool. I just wanted to get an idea before we got into this scene because it would greatly influence things.
Yeah.
And I think what Phoebus right now is kind of floating near like what would be like the roof of the spaceship. Has like a panel taken out and a lot of like wires kind of bundled up and pulled to the side, and is like arms deep in the like guts of the ship.
So he's like
trying
orbiting that situation.
And Phoebus is like, I don't even hold on. Can you grab that real quick? It's like a
sure.
little like a bolt kind of goes hovering away. He says, thanks. I honestly don't even know where to begin because even I'm not really sure how this works. Like pulls out like a big like a circuit board. He says, half the stuff in here is redundant. I don't even get it. Like it's just pieces on pieces and crap. No wonder it breaks down every 3 weeks. I don't even know what Zane is dealing with in the engine, but I can't imagine it's half as good as what's in here. He's like still pulling things out.
That sounds concerning. Just seriously, if you need any sort of help, let me know. I just don't know what else to do, if I'm honest.
Well, I could probably use here if you want to like hold this. Then another set of hands would be great.
He's just kind of
He continues, like not coming out of work mode and just kind of focusing for a bit. Just says, I mean, there's a lot to do, and I can probably show you a little bit. Maybe draw up some diagrams or something for you to work off of. We're really just stripping out anything we don't need for parts at this point. And he pulls out one last piece and kind of hands it to you, and turns, wiping a bit of sweat from his forehead. His hair's gotten a bit longer during the time he had that like very like crew cut, like military cut on Earth, and now it's kind of grown out a bit shaggier, like sandy blonde hair. And he says, I really appreciate the offer though.
Of course.
I'll take this.
Yeah.
Like bundles and stuff under his arm. I can draw up some diagrams for you. I'm just making a sweep of the sectors and pulling out any unnecessary components.
Mhm.
And yeah, I would love to help.
Perfect. I was half thinking you would say you can't teach me, but that being said, I'm glad you want to in any way.
Like places a hand on your shoulder. I'm not going to let you handle anything delicate because I know how prone you are to drop things. But anything that can withstand G-Force 3 or higher, I'm willing to trust you with. Yeah.
That's three grav. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe a drink later. We can talk about it.
Yes, let's do that. I'm gonna go see if I can figure out anything with the biofuel that I was working on. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll talk later then.
Perfect. And he like gives him a peck on the cheek and floats away.
He smiles and goes to put the stuff in a pile with a bunch of other junk he's pulled out from the ship interior. Awesome. Let's go with Choke.
That's me.
How's the thruple doing?
Bad, probably. Because it's not one.
No, it's not. I actually, before I ask you what Choke is up to, I think we've decided with your you ended up taking an aspect that I think might kind of inform the fiction here, that things might not be super great with the dynamic of having Yule and Swin on this spaceship. So I kind of wanted to like inform that a little bit. I don't think, and you can tell me how you feel about it too. I can't imagine that Swin and you are the type that are like fighting each other. Like they're like,
No.
we're not the type to like actually get into confrontations between the two of them, like
No.
over you.
They probably don't
but
talk
I
to each
think-
other that much.
I think they just ignore each other pretty much more than anything.
That's fine.
And maybe a little casual sabotage. Not like overtly, but like leaving things where they're not supposed to be. And like Swin will come into onto the bridge to like talk to you or something, and will leave a coffee cup sitting on the comm station. Like where Yule works, not to spill it or anything, but just to have it be there, so then Yule has to come in and like decide what to do with this and like move it somewhere else. It's just like slightly inconvenienced. How are things going with Choke and both of them?
Oh, I think she's probably avoiding them as much as humanly possible.
Okay. So
Which is
it
not
still
super possible.
No, it's not. It's a very small spaceship. Well, not a small spaceship, but comparatively, the like 12 of you living here, it's not big enough for
Yeah.
anyone to stay apart. Are you and Swin still like together, or is that like not?
I don't know. I'm just now
Flip a coin.
I'm just now being confronted with this. I don't think there was ever like a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I think they ever actually talked about getting together either. So I don't really think they probably communicate very well.
Okay.
I don't think there was ever a breakup. I don't think there was ever really like an explicit conversation, but there's probably some tension
Okay.
there, I think.
So like not sharing living a cargo pod together.
I don't know. I guess some of it depends on Swin, but
I don't know. So where we ended last time is like, I mean, you had saved Swin's life, and I think that I assume at some point you came clean to Swin about like sleeping with Yule
Yeah.
and that sort of stuff.
yeah, there's no way she doesn't know.
Yeah, and I think that probably really pissed Swin off at first. Like I think it was probably a couple weeks of like her like just not really want anything to do with you. But I don't think she's the type to really hold a grudge for that long over that. I mean, I think that in the end, maybe there were some long conversations with probably Swin doing most of the talking, and then and maybe things have gone back to a little more normalcy. But she's still clearly a little uncomfortable to still have Yule here, and considering I imagine y'all haven't really had a talk about what's going on with you and Yule and how that interacts with your relationship. So
Yeah, I think on the surface it's fine,
mhm.
but yeah, it's probably awkward for everyone.
So what is Joke doing right now then?
I guess helping. I don't know if
Helping
there
with
are
what?
any like I don't know. I don't know. She doesn't really know anything about this kind of stuff. So I don't know. Taking apart things that need a lot of strength to be pulled apart and then put back
Okay,
together.
so like helping with like the engine repairs.
Yeah,
is
probably.
kind of what you're thinking. Okay. So that's where Zane's at right now. I don't know. Is Clarity there too? I was gonna ask. Okay, so I was assuming. So we can do the scene with both of you. Maybe like Choke, you come in. Maybe Zane has asked you to help, like something with like gravity not being an issue. It's mostly like inertia with some of these bigger objects, is like pulling off like pipes, and like has like a lot of these like big metal panels, because the engine is a what's the word I was looking for, it runs, it's like radioactive, so there are these big like lead panels that you're having to like pull off so he can get into like the guts of it. So he's had you kind of like shifting those into the cargo bay while he's working on some of the like finer elements behind those panels. And trying to figure what the interesting scene here is.
I think it's
Sure.
important to note that Clarity does not want to be here and has
Okay.
also been avoiding Zane.
Oh. Okay. Well, let's talk about that for a second. Why is that?
I don't think she got over the fact that she promised that his sister would be okay, and then his sister got shot, and even though it's not her fault, she kind of feels like it's her fault. So she's spent the past 6 months being like awkwardness ramped up to 50 around Zane.
So for 6 months.
Yup. She has not
You
talked
have-
about this.
Okay, so just like not wanting to spend time like alone with him, like to where that conversation would come up.
Yep. Whenever
like,
she's
on the
around him, she makes sure that someone else is there. And as soon as that person leaves, she also tries to leave.
Okay, so I think that's the interesting conversation probably here, because I imagine it is obvious to everyone on this ship except to Zane what is going on, because he's a simple boy with simple needs, and I think maybe Choke, you come in like bringing this big panel as you're kind of pushing it through the hallway, and Zane looks up and says, "Oh, great. Can you yeah, just bring that over here. I'm just gonna need to weld this back on. Thanks. When you go get the other one, I guess just leave it in the hall for now, because I'm probably gonna need to leave this open for a little bit longer while I'm figuring this out. But cool. Thanks." Gives you a thumbs up. Does Shoko to leave?
Yeah.
I'll go with Choke.
Like had turned around. I was like, "Can you help with?" Oh, right. Sure. Turns up the music. Two of you go floating off into the hallway, guiding yourselves along some of these like guide rails on the walls of the ship.
You know I don't need help with these.
But they're like really big and heavy. I mean, I know that we don't have any gravity, but like I've been working out. I've been getting strong. You know how many hackers that we've met who are like super strong on top of hacking and stuff? Like every single one of them. And I'm not.
I cannot think of a single one.
Ghost, Ren, now Phoebus. Where are my muscles?
Why are you avoiding Zane?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
I'm not avoiding him. I'm fine with hanging out with him.
You'd rather be out here pushing around a bunch of big panels with me than in there talking to him? Nobody actually wants to be doing this. This is boring.
Well, I would rather be in there talking to him, but if I'm in there talking to him, then things might come up, and if things come up, then I don't know, maybe he'll break up with me.
What things?
Well, like you shooting his sister and stuff.
Well, he hasn't even stopped talking to me about that,
Yeah,
so I don't
but
know why he'd break up with
like
you.
you didn't promise that you wouldn't shoot his sister. I think that was kind of expected of you. Whereas I promised that I wouldn't let anything happen to his sister, and I kind of messed that up by not helping there. So
Okay, you do remember why she got shot, though.
yeah.
And you think he's gonna blame you?
Yes.
Okay. Sort of leans panel, kind of wedges it. Okay. I'm not very good at this.
Oh, what?
So talking through things. So if you want someone who's gonna make you feel better, probably leave and go talk to Impulse. But I mean, I think there's a lesson in that. One, he knows what happened. He knows exactly what happened. We've been over it. And he's not mad at any of us. So I think we need to take people at their word.
Okay, but then there's the whole thing about how I've been avoiding him for 6 months. So then maybe if I'm alone with him, then he'll break up with me for that. So
Honestly, I think if he wanted to break up with you, he'd have done it.
I mean, in front of someone?
I don't know, maybe. If he was really that desperate.
Okay, so he's not desperate to break up with me, but maybe it's crossed his mind.
Well, you're not gonna know unless you talk to him.
Right. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't know how to tell if someone's breaking up with someone else or anything like that, huh?
No.
So, how are things going with everything?
Fine. Fine. You know, I think that's another lesson that the two of us may have learned over the last few months or so.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Yeah. So just to be clear, if everything were to be fine with me and Zane, there wouldn't necessarily be a double date with you and Yule in the future, huh?
Don't really date.
What do you do?
I don't think you actually want the answer to that.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna tell you, because I'm not showing up online in one of your fanfictions.
Choke. You suddenly hear a like beep boop behind you, and like a clicking noise, and hovering, and a voice from behind you. 99.5. You're running a bit hot right now with the. You might want to stay a bit cooler, and as hovering down from the like porthole above you is Razor, with a dermal thermometer. It says, "Are you noticing any other like side effects or anything with the deep space travel?"
Yeah, actually, now that you mention it, I can think of a couple.
Oh, hold on. Brings out his data pad. Brings up like his note app. Go.
I've been feeling a lot of frustration lately,
All right.
a lot of irritability, especially
Okay.
around one particular person who won't keep a fucking thermometer out of my face.
Who's that? Maybe there's some sort of connection there. You know, you don't have to tell me. It can be
It's
doctor,
you.
patient. Oh. Oh, right. Just put this away then. Well, if you showed up to the physicals that I scheduled, then maybe we wouldn't have to do this, you know? Like,
Maybe
pulls
if
his
you
lab
would
coat a little
let
together.
me know when you're scheduling things for me.
Well, I put them on your calendar.
I don't
Did you not get my invites?
have it. Looks at Clarity. Do I have a calendar?
Yeah, it's on your data pad.
I should find that.
Mhm.
The data pad.
Oh. I think I saw it. Behind a pipe.
Razor goes, oh, hold on. Pulls it up. Well, your location is showing here, so I assume the data pad is... Oh, yeah, it's in the cargo hold. Looks like in the port side quadrant. About 30 meters up.
You tracking me?
That's a complicated question that we can go over at another time. You seem very irritable right now. I will leave you to your business. Good day. And he just kicks off the ground and starts pulling himself back up the porthole and away from you.
I'm gonna launch him into space.
Choke, you shouldn't be that upset about being tracked. I've been tracking everyone since forever ago.
Yeah, but I knew about that.
So you're only upset about it if you don't know about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I'm glad I told you then.
Why did we bring him?
I don't know. Who invited him?
I don't remember, but if I was a betting woman, I would say Impulse. But I would say
Yeah,
that
that
about
seems right.
90% of the people on the ship.
Sid working it out.
65, maybe.
Of our 100 NPCs? Yes.
you go to, I guess, Joker going to continue to get the other panel, Clarity going somewhere else to avoid Zane.
Yeah.
All right. As this happens, there is the two of you feel a shuddering as the whole ship seems to quake. All of you across the ship feel it. And then you've been working off like emergency power this whole time. Suddenly all of the lights kind of flare up again. And the whole ship kind of like begins to vibrate slightly and then calms. And you hear from down the corridor that you just came through, "Woo!" as the engine seems to power on again. And over the like the speakers, you hear the intercom go off, and a very breathy sounding Alco says, "Are the engines back running?" "Everyone to the bridge." "On the double."
I'm not really sure I want to be a part of whatever's going on the bridge.
What's going on the bridge?
Well, nothing anymore. Jeez.
Never mind.
All right. Everyone moves to reconvene on the bridge then? Okay. So Clarity, Choke, Chance, Impulse, kind of all of you at your own speeds, arriving on the bridge where, well, Impulse would have probably already been there with Alco. Alco is currently fussing with some panels and kind of comes off the monitors, like currently speaking with Zane over it. Says, "Yeah, everything seems to be running all right up here. We'll get going in a minute once you get everything bolted back down or whatever. Over now." Hits the comm button, spins around towards all of you. "All right, up and running now. Looks like we're good to go. So, what's the plan here? How do we want to make this?" And then there is a kind of a flash in front of you, and this hollow projected image of like this blue sphere kind of glowing, like hovering in air in front of all of you appears, and you hear a voice that sounds very familiar as Nemo comes over the intercom, your malfunctioning AI. It says, "Oh, finally. Oh, it feels like I was asleep for forever."
It was a few days.
Felt like forever.
Well, you're back.
Were you all taking stuff out? What's missing? Something feels like it's missing.
Maybe it's your brain that you don't have.
Birdie, we talked about this. They're very sensitive.
I mean, strictly speaking, she is right.
Don't encourage her.
Phoebus,
Oh,
did
my
you...
processing systems is still about 1,000 times more efficient than your brain.
Phoebus, did you put all the components back?
Phoebus is like a handful that he had just taken out. He
Oh,
says,
no.
Keeps going with them. Everything
Right.
should be back where it's supposed to be.
I would say, Nemo, that you will have full functionality shortly. You're just loading.
Well, all right then. I'll just wait. I'll just go back to sleep unless anyone needs me.
I mean, we did just name them Nemo. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Eeyore is also a Disney IP. So, just saying.
I didn't want to be a part of the group anyway.
Can we?
And he sort of flickers out. I'm not really sure why. Can we do anything to reprogram that? Just sort of bums me out.
What do you want more? That reprogrammed or like literally everything else that we want for the ship?
I guess it's not really top of my priority. I'll put in my earbuds.
Yeah.
Then he just starts talking to me through those, so there's really no win here. Okay, so the job. I'm pulling up the quadrant map now. And brings up a display with the map of the sector you're currently in of the asteroid belt and says, we're still a ways out. If Zane gives the all clear to push the drives, we can probably make up the time that we missed. But we might take on a little more heat doing so. Well, if we still want to do the job, then I'll do it. Unless we want to just
think
head
we
back.
really need to do the job.
All right. Well, I'll get us moving then, and I'll probably give us another 24 hours. We'll be there. All right, stations or whatever. I don't know. Nobody's in charge here. Turns back around and starts hitting buttons, seeming frustrated by the reality of what he just said.
Impulse like floats up, gives him a kiss on the cheek, and says, "See you in an hour," and then floats away.
Starts moving. Anyone else doing anything? I think as you're floating back out, Impulse, kind of moving down the hallway, kind of horizontally, like at the cross section there, is a berobed Francis, just wearing like a bathrobe. It's got like a loofah in hand and says, "Well, now that the showers are working, I'm going to make ample use of them." Oh, hello, Impulse, and keeps floating through.
There is literally like 2 minutes of hot water. So just don't.
I'll leave you as much as I can, darling.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna start timing him myself.
I'm going to shoot him into space.
Are there any scenes that anyone wants to do over the next 24 hours? No? Okay.
What do in space? What do?
I don't know. This season is going to be all about what you find to do in the vacuum of space between your space pirating. So how you entertain yourselves. I assume it's going to be a lot of what we've already witnessed here, which is drama and fornication.
Or both?
Or both. No, so you all head back to your daily routines. Clarity avoiding Zane. Choke trying to balance her multiple relationships here in the on the Scarlet. Impulse keeping Alco very busy, and Chance trying to flirt. So you, the next 24 hours pass fairly quickly now that the ship is back up and running. Eventually, you reach the sort of outer sphere of this sort of rally point or rendezvous point that has been marked on your maps by Dynamo. And Alco begins to bring the ship out of its impulse drive. God damn, we're getting a different name for that.
You better change it now. You better change it now, or it's just gonna be a thing.
It begins to decelerate the ship, making up some time by kind of overworking the engines a little bit, as it kind of to maintain your speed longer and decelerate quicker, so you get there a little bit faster. I will actually go ahead and mark that we'll do this since we are pushing the engines a little bit. There is a mechanic for this that I have in here, which is dealing with heat, which is all we've been dealing with so far. So your ship takes on mass, or your ship takes on heat depending on like with the types of engines and stuff you have. Y'all take, when you use your drives, you take on 3 heat, and you have 5 mass to your ship. So what I'm going to need someone to do is to roll with the ship's mass to confirm whether you take any damage from this maneuver. The ship is on the table section if anybody wants to view it. I don't know if somebody wants to take responsibility for being the person that rolls the ship dice.
That's so much responsibility.
I'm not doing
Or
it.
if you're
Roll
just-
hates me.
Or if we want to alternate is also fine too.
I refuse to be solely responsible for rolling anything.
Okay,
I'll
we're
be partially
alternating it is
responsible.
then.
It can function
Alternating
like
it
our
is, then.
crew. We can alternate it.
Okay,
All right.
I'll do
so
it. Fine, I'll do it this time. Fine, I'll do it.
If you go to view sheets and view the table sheets, you should have little Scarlet there. Sorry, Lil Scarlet.
Table sheet. Hey, little Scarlet.
And then under skills, you will find mass at a +5, and you should be able to click that to roll that check.
Okay. Hey, look at that. All right.
And you need a 3.
It will not let me roll.
You need the actual dice.
Did I program it wrong? Where if you hit the +5, it doesn't.
Just the
bring up
buff. It's not doing the dice.
That's okay.
Boo.
I'll do them. I got them.
Yeah. I'll need to reprogram it.
Hmm.
Fuck that up.
Well, 4, right?
Yeah.
Ah. We got
Wow.
2.
On it with a +5.
Yep.
With a +5. Okay, so that is a failure. The ship takes damage equal to the shift's
You're
of
welcome.
failure. So this, you guys don't have heat sinks, so one of the modules is going to take damage. So anybody can look under the table. Essentially, the way this works is the ship as a whole never takes damage. It's one of the modules of the ship will take damage by marking one of its conditions. There are... let's see. You have the command module, the drone bay, the fuel tank, and the Nerva drive. And you'll just have to mark one because you only took 2. You only took 1 damage. You'll just have to mark one of the 2 shift conditions. So we can either turn the Nerva drive to overheating, the fuel tank to half empty, the drone bay to damaged, or the command module to damage. I think the Nerva drive probably makes the most sense. But if somebody wants one of the other ones, we can do that too.
Yes. Since
Any
no one
votes?
has any idea, I will just make the first vote. Yes, the Nerva Drive. That one.
So the way that the
Thoughts?
conditions work is you have 3 conditions that you can take for each of the modules. Once you've marked all 3, the module is destroyed. Y'all can repair the ship's modules by making a check to do so if you want. Though you'll probably have to be back in port to do that. So we will go ahead and mark the Nerva drive as overheating. Great start. So as Alco brings it out, there's kind of another shuddering, and you see like a plume of like smoke coming out from the engine rooms. As Zane is kind of yelling, like a little bit of in panic, and comes over comes over the comms and says, "Alco, you might want to be a bit." Oh god! And like you hear the spurt of like a fire extinguisher. Gentle, please, just like real gentle. And Alco is hitting it, hits the comms too, and says, "My bad." Hits the button again. So you guys are here, and we're gonna get into some space pirating, but I have no idea what y'all's plan is. So this is kind of, we should do a planning phase here for our job. So I'll give you kind of the basic rundown. Is this ship, the Eurasian, is going to be crossing through this sector sometime in the next few hours. There is some the cargo or contents on the ship are your target. You need to secure those, get them back on your ship, get those back to Dynamo.
Why don't we pretend we're the space police and we're pulling them over?
Sorry, I thought you were about to go with, let's pretend we're a repair company.
That too.
I think we have to kind of go the opposite in this way. Oh no, we've broken down. Please help. Take your shit.
Oh, what to do? Get help. I love get help.
Oh man. How big is this ship compared to ours?
They would probably have that information. Let's see. Trying to think if there's any. Well, I want to make people roll shit, so I will allow somebody to to have researched that, or to sort of, the schematics, or like the class of the ship, but you don't exactly know what like an average person wouldn't know offhand, like what the size differential between your two ships would be. Somebody who is trained in, or if somebody wants to roll, I think like technoscience, or what else would I give it to? I'd also give this to pilot.
What's the first one?
Technoscience.
I have that.
You want to roll that?
Sure.
All right.
Do it.
Ooh.
Woo!
Somebody can
Yay.
roll well.
Yes, at least someone can.
With a 6, yes, you are familiar enough with this class of ship, It would be larger than yours, but not. So this is like a another transport freighter, which is sort of the same class as yours, but it would be slightly larger, maybe like 50% larger, like having like a 50% like higher capacity than yours would. Slightly larger, not like outrageously. This is not like a Star Destroyer.
Would I know how they're... Would I know if there's like an emergency like off switch of some sort of like panic button in the ship?
In your ship?
No, in their ship.
Their ship? Don't think there would be just like a off switch.
Not like an off switch, but like a panic button that like might shut everything down for like a certain amount of time or something.
No. So no, I don't think
Okay.
there would be something like that. I mean, the closest you'd have is if you detonated some sort of like EMP or like cut power to the engines or something. Like there would be a way to potentially disable the ship, or there are ways to do that. There isn't necessarily just like a button you'd push to be able to do that.
I was thinking about Lost in Space and how they have like the emergency protocol that like locks everything in the central part of the spaceship down just in case there's like a like leak in the ship or like an emergency or like the heat death of the universe. And like
Yeah, I mean there might be like a security override which like would lock the bulkheads to prevent a like in the event that there was some sort of like breach or something. So I'd say yes, there'd be something like that. It wouldn't necessarily turn off the ship, but it would at least lock
Yeah.
everybody into their modules.
yeah, that's what I wanted.
Okay. Yeah. I think that'd probably be common on most ships.
Because if we can lock it down, then we just go on the ship and we just take the stuff and we leave.
Just like that.
Just like that. There's no flaw to this plan.
Oh, my thought was get Alfredo out there in someone's sight line and make them think that they're being taken over by alien cats, but maybe that's not, for the first session. Maybe we'll save that for later.
Forgot about Alfredo and zero
How could
gravity.
you forget about Alfredo?
I think Alfredo spent a lot of time like in the walls of the ship, like scuttling around.
All right. How do space? An emergency override sounds awesome.
The question remains of how to get on ship.
Yeah. How does that work? Is there like a porting situation?
Yeah, we could
Like,
probably dock
how
together.
How doc?
Oh yeah, there isn't teleporting.
No. I didn't mean teleporting. I meant like
Oh.
porting in like docking. That's the word I
Yeah,
wanted.
there would
Docking.
be like you do have like docking capabilities with other ships.
What?
Cats.
Ah.
So would we have to dock before we shut them down?
Yeah, so what if we did get help and then once we docked with each other, we shut them down, board the ship, I can open up the doorways that we need as we go. get the stuff and we get out.
I like it. Simple, effective. And I don't have to do much. Okay, great.
You probably need to be the one talking to tell them that we need help, because they'll probably believe you.
Right. Okay. Speaking like with Gravelly authority, or like, are we like bringing on the tiers already?
What kind of ship is this? Just a cargo ship?
This would be a merchant class, like transport vessel, so nothing military. Like probably a corporate employed contractor.
You could probably get away with the tiers routine. It's not military, so.
So what's wrong with our ship? I mean, not in fact, because I know all about that at this point. But would I tell them?
Well, the best lies have a bit of truth in them.
So we're having engine issues. Right.
Or our AI is malfunctioning. And we can't find our directions because it's messing up.
But then they just give us directions.
No, they'd have to come fix it.
Got the latest update for maps, and then the app stopped working. It's just the whole thing.
So what if we pick somewhere they don't know where to go, like somewhere really far away?
Okay, where am I going? And well, yeah, I guess just where are we trying to go? I can blame it all on Nemo. That seems appropriate.
If we need to, we can turn him on. They'll figure it out themselves.
Can Nemo lie? Nemo, can you lie?
The holographic orb comes up. You say Nemo, and they put like Siri, and they appear. It says, "I don't know why I'd want to."
So that we can do our job and then get back to port and get the ship fixed.
Are you planning on killing more people?
No.
Not this time.
I mean, I guess. It's just such a bother.
I completely understand. But, you know, just do it for the team.
Well, if we're a team, then what do I get?
You get fixed.
And the satisfaction of a job well done.
I mean, I don't think I need to be fixed. I'm fairly happy the way I am.
You were just complaining that you didn't have your full functionality.
Right. Well, I suppose maybe an upgrade would be nice. It's been so
Right?
long since I've had an update.
So, if the other ship asks, then you're having engine issues and your navigation systems are shot.
I want Impulse to roll to try to persuade your malfunctioning AI
Am I
system.
rolling rapport on our AI system?
Yes, you are.
Amazing. All right. Here we go. That's a 4.
I don't imagine Nemo's will is gonna be. I haven't statted out Nemo, but I'm gonna say that he doesn't have a high will. So I'm just gonna make this a flat roll. That is a 0. So he goes, well, okay, I can do that.
Great. What do you want upgraded?
I'll think on that. I haven't run a full diagnostic sweep since coming back online.
Great. So you put together a wish list, and yeah. Great. Okay.
I will do that. Do you need me for anything else?
Do we need Nemo for anything else? I have one job on this ship. It's stupid, but I'm gonna do it, okay? Oh my god. It's
Well,
become
let me
Galaxy
know.
Quest already.
Let me know if you need anything, and have a magical day at Disney. And he disappears.
Is
Gotta
there
get rid of
any
that.
way we can program that out?
I'm having
Maybe.
flashbacks to working for Disney.
Maybe with the upgrade. Oh god. I get vomit a little in my mouth every time. Okay. All right. So get help and you do your thing. Great.
All right, so I understand the plan. Impulse on comms, going to plan on trying to hail the other ship. If they contact, or if they try to run some sort of sweep, Nemo will confirm digitally with the other ship the system issues. I'll need to decide on a deceive stat for Nemo, but I think you
Oh
created
no.
an advantage. I will say that you have created an advantage here through your success in that role, and I think that Nemo will have a boost for that. Clarity is
thingy.
going.
Do I have it?
Oh, do you?
Twice per session, you can upgrade a boost you receive with rapport into a full situational aspect with a free invocation.
Okay.
Would that
so
apply?
Yeah, I'll allow that here. So normally what that would be when you are creating an aspect for yourself, you can turn into an aspect with the free invoke. I will say, kind of given this certain, we're messing with it a little bit, playing a little bit of Calvin Ball, but you can give that, you can essentially, you create that aspect, and Nemo will be able to use the free invoke if you would like.
Cool. Yeah.
So then Clarity will hack the ship once you are docked with them, and Choke is, and maybe Chance going on the other side for the heavy lifting.
Clarity will probably go with them to make sure that they can get through doors.
Okay. Then you set up your plan and wait, cutting off power to the engines, kind of going back into a drift, maybe setting out like Alco programs the emergency distress signal to hail other ships, and you wait for a while. A few hours pass, and you still running kind of your system sweep for your in your map. You begin to pick up another ship coming on your scans that is approaching, kind of to intercept at your trajectory, and shortly before it reaches you, you are hailed by that ship. Alco patches the communication to you, to your station Impulse. I'm trying to decide what I'm imagining this the interior of this observation deck, because we had I think the whole observation deck is this like big dome on the top of the ship that we have before. This is like the bridge, so you have like a full 360 degree view around the ship. as well as camera feeds for the front, sides, and bottom of it. There's probably one like larger kind of raised station, which is like the captain's chair at the center, where all like the readouts and everything are for like the piloting of the ship. That's where Alco probably mostly is, unless one of you ever steps in to like pilot the ship. And then you have all like the individual comm stations in a circle around, kind of in this like bowl. The the signal comes through and you pick up Impulse, and you hear the voice comes over the radio. Says, "This is Captain Hax of the Eurydion receiving distress signal from Lil Scarlet. Please respond."
Yes, this is Little Scarlet. We could definitely use your assistance. We've been floating for a while. Engine control issues, as well as navigation completely out. Do you have an available tech, perhaps?
Comes over, says, "Reading you, Scarlet. What is the nature of your distress? What seems to be the trouble?"
Our engines are out. We've been floating for days, and our navigation is shot.
All right. Comes through a little more like casual tone, like trying to like, I understand. Reading you loud and clear. We're just trying to ascertain whether it's something we can deal with. If you're seeing structural problems, then we may have to rig you up for a tow back to port. If it's something that our tech can deal with, then we might be able to help. I'm going to... can you grant access for a system scan of your ship so I can get diagnostics to my engineer?
Looks for the little Nemo bubble. We do that. Is it something we can do? Yeah.
It pops down. I can do that. But like the fake ones, not the real ones, right?
Yes.
Well, okay.
Affirmative, yes, absolutely.
Hold then, please. Transmission incoming. And there's like a ding, and the panel lights up. Alco hits the button to grant access, and you see Nemo kind of flicker for a second. I'm gonna have Nemo go ahead and roll for.
And he gets a
deceive,
bonus with that aspect.
With +2, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
The aspect is too sad to question.
All right, so we're gonna give a +2. We're gonna roll.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's a 0.
Oh no.
We're
We're doing really well out the gate, y'all. It's
Nemo's
good.
doing great.
It's good.
There's a moment that passes, then the Captain Hax comes back over and says, "Scarlet, we received your transmission. These diagnostics aren't really making much sense on our end. Is that a teacup?" We're trying to read these, but something must have gotten damaged in the transmission. Can you confirm how your engine troubles began? Was it an impact or some sort of radiation disturbance? Have you run any scans on your end?
Going off of what Choke said, we'll ramble off about some of the actual engine troubles that we had been having.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll to deceive.
Okay. Clear that first.
Nice. He's gonna roll will to.
And I mean, and the poor kid just is about to get blown up every other minute. So as you can see, we could really use the help.
2. Yeah. I think that's a succeed with style. 2 shifts above. So after listening to his, okay, all right, yeah. Understood, loud and clear. We will initiate docking procedures. We'll be on your position in 20 minutes, and hail you for docking procedures. I'll have my tech on standby.
Confirmed. Thank you.
Over and out.
That was all good, right?
Sounded fine to me.
So 20 minutes? Turns to Alco. 20 minutes?
I really think there's some other things we need to focus on
I
here.
mean,
All right. But after.
I'll get a room.
that's literally what we're trying to do. Like, we have to do this job to literally
Yeah, it really
buy-
should be top of the priority list. I agree. I miss my bed.
I miss that bed too.
The 20 minutes
She
pass.
floats off daydreaming about that fucking mattress.
Does no one remember how, like, right before we got on this stupid ship, I got shot in the back by a fucking war droid? It just... Their lives are so hard.
Nemo pops down next to you. Nobody appreciates us.
I know, buddy. I know.
Flickers away. God, Nemo's my new favorite character. Okay. And I made a gut call on that that AI temperament and stuff. Like in that second, I was worried. Sad. Haven't done a sad NPC. It's gonna be perfect for this group. All right. So you see the approach through the glass on the spaceship that you look through to see the outside. I can't. The window.
You can just
Port
say window.
windows.
Listen, I don't own a spaceship. I don't know anything about
I
spaceships.
think we could just probably call them windows.
I used the word port and
Portholes.
bulkhead during this, so
It sounded fucking great so far. I feel like I'm not up to snuff, so...
you look through the God, there is a word windows. I'm just
Porthole?
going with that. There's no,
Porthole?
not porthole. No, we're not going. It's a big, like the windshield of the spaceship. Anyway,
Windshield.
through the
Windshield.
windshield.
Yeah, because there's wind in space. Absolutely.
Sunshield.
Uh-huh. Yeah, space shield
NASA says window.
Space shield.
window.
Window.
NASA says windows.
Listen, NASA doesn't know anything about science fiction.
What are spaceship windows called?
The hole. Oh,
No,
that's
the hole
outside.
is the part
Yeah.
you can't see through.
I'm trying here.
Anyway, I'm moving on. We can't stay on this.
No,
got
we can't
less than
stay
30
at windows.
minutes.
We gotta go.
So you can see the approach of the Eurasian. this much more advanced, like sophisticated looking transport ship. It's kind of got a more of like a cylindrical shape to it, large like mounted thrusters on 4 hard points along the sides of the ship that sort of like guide it in. You see some of the like the auxiliary engines firing as it sort of stabilizes and like turns itself to like to dock with the underside of the Scarlet as it kind of moves out of sight. And all of you throughout the ship kind of feel this like shudder as the docking completes and the ships connect. What now?
I'm gonna hack it.
Hack that
Immediate.
shit.
Okay, so as soon as they connect, you're gonna try to hack it. So you connect to the like now there is like a physical connection to two. I do think there's like some data transmission as the ships connect, especially in like space flight, because they have to sort of reorient themselves so that and the like thrust dynamics don't like rip the two ships apart from each other. So using that connection, you try to access some of the control functions of the other ship to take control of their bulkheads. All right, let's go ahead and roll for hack.
I also have a stunt. I don't remember how that works. Do I just use a stunt with it?
Yeah, what's the stunt?
It's because of years of training and studying, you gain +2 to create advantages with hack related to tasks involving computers, robots, or cyberware.
Okay, so what you're doing here, I don't know if I would consider it creating an advantage. I think it would be overcoming an obstacle.
Okay.
Because creating an advantage would be more like altering your environment so that a future check somebody could gain a bonus on. You create an aspect
Okay.
with it. Well, here's what I will say. We could frame it as creating an advantage if you want to like set up the scene so that once your people move over to the other ship, they would get some advantages. Like you could close the doors and like create like barriers for them. But if you're just looking at like locking things down and like changing the environment entirely, well, maybe it is creating an advantage. Yeah, actually, the more I talked through it, I think creating an advantage is the right thing here. So yes, we'll do the I just had to vamp for a minute to think through that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll give you that bonus there because I
Okay.
think this is going to create an aspect.
So I roll with hack plus another 2.
Yes.
Okay. Change those. Oops. Nope.
And you can always roll and we just add 2 to it with our brains.
I figured it out.
Good.
Oh wow.
The fact that you still rolled a 3 after rolling -3 on the dice is very impressive. You complete the hack, and I think what happens is over the comms, like as the two ships dock, you hear, ironically, Captain Hax say. I did not think about his name when I did not know your plan when I came up with his name.
That's season 3 of this show, and you unironically use the word hacks.
I was so in the sci-fi mindset, I forgot about the cyberpunk. Okay.
Val is
Captain
an
Hax,
optimist at heart, apparently. Really. Come on.
comes over the comms and begins to talk to you, and Paulson says, "All right, we have completed docking procedures. If you release the airlocks on your side, we will." And you begin hearing burr, 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 coming through his audio, and he says,
What's
hold-
that?
One moment. It seems that some sort of security alert has been triggered. Our ship's going into lockdown.
What?
You don't have an airborne contagion of some type on your...
No.
I'm not sure what's going on here. My whole system just locked down. We're gonna need to figure this out before we get anybody over there. One moment, and his comms cut out.
Good job, Claire.
Yep, that was easy.
All right, so the aspect has been added to their to that location is the location of the Eurytion, which is lockdown, which y'all will be able to invoke for advantages as you board. Which we should get to. Choke, Chance, and Clarity. 3 of you are going to board the other ship to secure the cargo. Impulse staying behind.
With Alco, of course.
Adding an aspect to your ship that I don't think I can say on stream.
Wait, now I
Yes!
know what it is.
So
Send
I'm
it to the Discord, please.
I will do that after the stream.
Amazing.
Sure. All right. So the 3 of you are at the airlock. How armed are we talking right now? What's our loadout?
Sorry, what was the question?
How armed are we right now? So there aren't any weapons in this game. Like I am not getting into the nitty gritty of giving y'all weapons that have boosts and stuff. You just have weapons. You can tell me what kind of weapon you have. It's not going to give you any advantage. It's just narrative flavor. When you roll to attack people, you're just rolling based on your weapons, abilities, and stats.
I have a pulse gun. Because I don't trust myself with a real one.
Fair.
Clarity has a knife that she bought all the way back on Earth.
Okay.
Choke had several weapons, so I think she probably just got like the smaller ones tucked in various boots and things.
Okay.
So as not to be too suspicious.
Yeah, I guess the question is, how hard are y'all going into this? Like, are y'all trying to make it seem like we're just walking over and the doors are open? Like
I think we would
just...
like to try to not be seen.
Okay,
but if we
trying to
are
be, like,
seen,
stealthy.
we don't want to be carrying like the giant blaster rifle.
Okay, I'm down for a stealthy approach. See if you can board quietly and make your way
Quickly
to
and
their
quietly.
cargo. Do we want to reconsider our group composition, our loadout, before we go?
Get Ghost in there.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
going.
Ghost.
Ghost could attend. I don't want to. Does Chance still want to go if the plan is to go be sneaky?
I'll go. He'll go. He forgets he's clumsy.
I'm down for it. But
And
we
it
can have
would
Ghost.
be- It would be poor manners to remind him, so.
Yes, it would.
I am playing this campaign in a very video game Mass Effect rule where y'all can go with like one NPC into these sorts of situations. I will allow, and then when we get to like port, they all spread out throughout the city and go to their own places where you can have your cutscenes with them and stuff. But when we're like on missions and things, they're staying in the ship unless you pick your like one NPC to go with you, because I am not dealing with y'all bringing like 7 people with you everywhere
That's really
you go.
fair.
And we'll say logistics reasons, they've got to run the ship, they've got man the stations, blah blah blah. So you reach the bulkhead that is leading to the bridge that, or not the bridge, the there's a word for it, but I don't know it. That leads to the other to the Eurytion. Or Clarity, you have access to the doors, so you can open them without needing to make a check or anything. So you pop this door open, and all of you hear that like that siren noise, the klaxon sounding, for the security alert that they're currently dealing with. But you try to quietly make your way over. I will allow you. So the lockdown aspect could also give you an advantage to the stealth roll, given the noise that, or not give you an advantage, but you could invoke it as an aspect on the stealth roll to help you as well. So I will have everyone roll to let's see, stealth. There's a stealth skill.
Did you bring Alfredo? Is that why you got a kitty? Is Alfredo there too? Okay.
Alfredo's just like always. Just assume Alfredo's in Clarity's bag, unless otherwise stated.
Is that like one of those bubble backpacks that like has the viewport?
Yes.
Excellent.
So we're all rolling stealth.
Muted. Yes, stealth. I need to add just a basic flat roll to the sheet. All right, so that's 2s for Clarity and Choke, and a 0 for Chance. Chance, you can, if you would like, invoke an aspect to add a +2 to your roll, or re-roll if you would like.
Can I add Charmingly Oblivious to my... that I just don't know. I just don't understand that I'm supposed, like, I understand, but I'm just doing a bad job of being stealthy because I just don't get it. And it's cute and it's fine.
Try to decide if that helps you or if that's you're self-compelling to fail this roll.
So, like, if I get caught because of being unstealthy, I would be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was coming over because I wanted to talk to somebody on the ship.
Okay, we'll play with that then. So what happens is the 3 of you and Ghost, so the 4 of you, I need to roll for, I gotta create sheets for all of these characters. I haven't realized, but
we can
Ghost,
help.
Yeah, I didn't list y'all on that. Ghost definitely has a very high stealth modifier. I mean, her name is Ghost, so I'm gonna give her a +4 on that, and she rolls a 6. It's very good. I'm marking down these stats as I arbitrarily choose how good or bad they are in these, so I can at least put them on their sheets later. Pro DM tip: you 3 of you make it like down the hall. There's kind of this branching, like, sloping hallway, and you're guiding yourselves along the like the guide rails. And what happens is there's a fork, and you all, like, 3 of you can, the good stealthers, follow one way, and Chance gets kind of caught up in, like, the design of the ship and is, like, looking around. You see you see like a bio bay, like, sign, like, pointed that way, and you get kind of interested in, like, what's over there, and you completely lose the other 3 as this happens, and somebody, you see, like, one person is, like, pulling themselves down the hallway, is looking at a data pad very frantically, and comes up on you. A younger woman with very short cut black hair, wearing, like, sort of like work coveralls, and she stops. She says, "Who are you?"
Oh, I'm the other ship's science officer, the one that we're supposed
How
to...
did you get over here? I thought we were on lockdown.
Well, our navigation is off, which means that our intership navigation is off too. And I was in the transfer bay and somehow found myself on this end of the ship.
Looks back. So what? The door's just open for you?
For us, well, our ship is malfunctioning. It's entirely possible that our lockdown didn't work either.
That doesn't make a lick of sense, but none of this is making any sense to me either. I'm gonna have you roll. I can't decide if this is deceive or rapport. I guess it could be either.
I don't have anything skill. Great.
But you can use your aspect, right?
Yeah.
With charmingly oblivious.
Yes,
Plus
you could
2
spend
on that.
another fate point to do that. You can do that after the fact, though.
Let's see what I roll.
Yeah. Okay, you can either add a +2 and bring it to a 0, which probably isn't enough to succeed on the check, or you can spend a fate point to re-roll.
I already. I'm just gonna re-roll. I'm just gonna re-roll that. All right. I'm gonna take the failure. We're just gonna
yeah.
take it.
I think that's pretty much your only bet.
Oh man.
Pause. She says, and kind of like backing up away from you a little bit. It's like, I'm just gonna run this by the captain real quick. Captain, we got people on board here.
Fine.
I think we're being boarded. And
I shoot my pulse gun at her.
All right. Roll weapons.
We're great.
Oh my
pirates,
god.
y'all. We
You don't
are.
have training in weapons either.
I don't think so. I think I'm just sucked.
We are such great pirates, y'all.
Okay,
We're
she does
really
have to
good
roll
pirates.
defense.
I have
though.
training in fight.
No, the gun is
It's like-
weapons. Punching would be fight.
Cool.
So
Love it.
I'm gonna roll defense for her. That's a 1. So she wins. So she ducks out of the way of your shot, and she goes wild because you're in 0 gravity. You're kind of floating. You're not used to shooting. And it strikes the side, leaving like a.
Would shoot me back too, because it's a pulse gun.
Yeah, and you kind of go spinning back away, and you just hear her as she's like pulling herself away. We got shots fired. We're being boarded right now. I think we got raiders on our hands, Captain. And she's like booking it down the hallway.
Oh boy. I get on my comm and I go, everyone, they know.
Impulse, you hear over the comms that, and very shortly after, you hear Captain Hacks over the comms go over and says, I just received word from one of my officers that one of your crew has boarded our ship and is opening fire.
Looks to Alco like, do I lie or do we just turn
We
this
don't know
off?
him.
Alco just is like rubbing his temples like, fuck if I know.
It's the village idiot, just ignore it.
My deceive's okay. What are you talking about?
We got people on our ship, or some Yahoo just shot at one of my engineers. I don't know why I'm talking like this. This is not my voice.
Sounds like they might have an imposter problem.
It was the engineer that I shot at.
Eject him. No, he says, I just
Captain Hacks
received
is
word
sus.
that some Yahoo from your ship just opened fire on one of my engineers. They identified themselves as having come over from your vessel. Please advise.
I'm sorry, Captain, I'm confused. You said you were on lockdown. How is that even possible? How could anyone get over from our ship?
There's a long pause. Go and roll deceive. Because that is a valid point.
Can I? Oh no, that's rapport. Never mind. Okay. Here we go.
As you gaslight this poor captain.
Completely and utterly gaslight this man.
No one ever said we were good people.
3.
3? That's really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll for him. I gave him a +1 before, so I'm gonna do that again. That's a 1. Here's a pause and he says, well then who the fuck is he and where did he come from?
Have you come to Port? Why are you asking me this? How am I supposed to know?
Stand by! It's the comms. It's clearly getting very agitated. It doesn't know what's going on.
You're not my supervisor.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, this has gone so fucking tits up.
No, it's fine.
Choke and Clarity, the two of you reach the cargo hold. Clarity, you hit the button. You hit a few.
And Ghost.
Oh, and Ghost. Yes. Thank you for reminding me of the NPC.
She was so stealthy, you forgot she was
I know,
there.
I forgot here. Ghost kind of, I imagine like Ghost and Choke taking up like very strategic, like checking corners, like
Slice the pie.
Yeah, she's watching your 6 while you're keeping a high. Both of you kind of flank to opposite sides of the door.
Say
as
all
well.
those terms out loud.
Yeah. Full SWAT. And Clarity, you hit a few buttons to open up the bay doors to the cargo hold. And as it opens, there's this like waft of like mist that comes out. This very cool atmosphere that floats out from the cargo hold. And it seems to be refrigerated. And as you step inside to this like chilly internal, you see like bolted down and kind of like underneath these big like mesh like cargo like nets, you see what you're there to collect. Dozens and dozens of barrels plastered on the side with the Centaur energy drink logo. More Centaur than you could ever drink in your life.
No one told me this is what we were getting.
I mean,
Can
it's
we
probably.
keep some of this for ourselves?
Oh yeah. It's probably good. I mean, if we do get stopped or whatever, it's not like strictly contraband.
What is
Let's
it?
hurry.
Anything good?
Gold bars. Millions of them.
You're lying.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Don't tell me. I'll be surprised. It'll be the most exciting thing that's happened.
Tell that. Doesn't say this on comms, just says this to Clarity and Ghost. Tell that to the ship's camera feeds lately.
Wait, do you have access to the ship's camera feeds?
No.
I do. You don't want to see them.
There is so much to unpack here. I just don't even want to do it.
I do want to add the I'll give someone a fate point with the intrusion is that because this is an IDIS ship, it has auto censoring, so anything comes on the feeds just has the like anything that would be
Like censor bars.
like need to be censored by Disney, big like Mickey Mouse ear censor bars show up over anything that would be deemed unsuitable for
Makes it
children.
worse.
That's so
Somehow.
much worse.
I can't pinpoint exactly
So
how.
much worse.
It's so bad.
So much worse.
I'm
So,
the image in
Okay.
my head though is
right.
just
Okay.
I just
It's so much worse now.
So you all make your way into the cargo bay.
And Ghost pulls out her like a her like what's the word, like laser knife, whatever, just gonna add laser on knife
Window.
to make it spacey. Yeah, window. And begins cutting at some of the straps so you guys can pull up. Obviously everything's weightless here, so it's just gonna be a matter of grabbing some of these big barrels and sort of pushing them down the hallway back towards
Can we
the
have
ship.
like some like rope and like lasso a bunch of them together and like
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
them?
easy enough. I mean, you could
Great.
usually make it out of here with like most of the cargo here just by
Yeah.
lassoing it together. Yeah. Though it might be hindered a bit by the ship that is now on alert. And to add to all this, as we wrap up our session, Impulse, you and Alco on the bridge, just kind of bored. Still hearing over the comms of like Chance panicking and Choke and Clarity and Ghost having their conversation. And Alco's just like, well, I mean, I guess we have time. And then there is a ping on your monitor for the radar scans in the area. And there is a mass approaching the ship that has appeared very close of another ship signature, probably only 100 yards away. And Alco looks down and says, that can't be right. There was nothing there a minute ago. And begins looking around and pulling up scans. And you see sort of hovering through the darkness another ship sort of silhouetted in the starlight against the sun, as another voice comes over your communications. It says, "This be the Star Hunter. Surrender your cargo or prepare to be boarded by the demand of Captain Beetle." And
Hey,
that
sorry,
is
did
where
you
we're
just
gonna.
say your name was Beetle?
Aye, Captain Beetle.
Right, we're gonna unpack that afterwards. Well, fuck.
And that's where we're getting our intercession for tonight.
Space pirates.
What is happening?
Space
I
pirates.
don't know.
Pirates are getting
It's
pirated.
amazing, though.
We're being out pirated.
Being out pirated.
The pirate contest now.
You can't
Yeah.
pirate right now. We're pirating.
Oh.
You can't steal it. We're stealing it.
Yep. So we will pick this up next time as we try to complete our heist of Centaur energy drink from the Eurasian, as you are being attacked by the Star Hunter and its Captain Beetle. I don't know what happened to this show.
It's good.
session, everyone.
It's amazing.
I'm glad y'all think that. So that's gonna be it. We don't have any like end of session questions or anything. Everybody just gets, and I need to add this because I keep forgetting it. I'm gonna do it like as soon as we finish up the stream here and add the rules for improving to this sheet, to this game as well. But everybody will get a milestone as part of this, which there are some things you can do with that. We'll talk about that in a minute, but we don't need to do that on stream. Great session, everyone. Good job. Good pirating. And good romance and drama. We will be back in a week to pick this back up and see how y'all decide to deal with this situation. So everyone out there in the chat, thank you for watching. You can join us next Friday for the continuation of our show. In the meantime, join us tomorrow for Saturday night's Mistborn, another show I run. We're playing the Mistborn RPG. And that's at 5 o'clock Eastern time. And then join us on Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern for the potential finale episode of Thursday's Children. I'm losing my voice. And then on Monday, I'll plug this too. Join us for the premiere episode of our new D&D campaign that Savannah's running called The Forgotten, where all of us decided we wanted to play D&D and just used old characters. We're playing the Horde of the Dragon Queen. So it'll be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen Savannah run D&D before, I promise you that it'll be a treat.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
So excited.
Follow us on all the places, click all the buttons, subscribe, all that good stuff. We will see everyone in 1 week. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.